Are you thinking about starting a family? The journey to conception is exciting, but it can also be a time of stress and uncertainty. Research shows more couples are now considering pregnancy in their future. KCTV5's Carolyn Long spoke with Dr. Kristi Weaver, an OBGYN at Overland Park Regional Medical Center and HCA Midwest Health.
Dr. Weaver, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I remember a couple years back when this pandemic began, everybody kind of joked about, are we going to see another baby boom? Okay, kind of post-pandemic now. What are you seeing?
You know, surprisingly, the pandemic actually kept us pretty busy. During that time when there wasn't a lot of places to go and there weren't a lot of people to hang out with, people tended to spend a little bit more time at home. So we had quite a few babies during the pandemic, if you can believe it. But many people delayed pregnancy during the pandemic as well. So I think those are the babies that we're seeing now.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, it's been many years, a couple of decades actually, since I went through the pregnancy thing. So tell me, I'm baffled all the time about all of the latest and greatest resources now available. Fill us in.
Yeah, what a great point. So there is a lot of preconception testing that we can do now that we didn't have those decades ago. We can now do some carrier screening to see if you or your spouse might be a carrier for a medical condition that we can pass on to our children. And there's actually some things that we can do about that pre-pregnancy.
What do you say to women who are struggling to get pregnant?
That's a good one. First of all, don't wait. If you're struggling, please come in to see us. I think I see a fear and an apprehension in my patients that are struggling to get pregnant, even to get into my office. And listen, I say there's nothing to be afraid of. If we find a diagnosis, that's actually a good thing because then we have something to chase down. Many times it's really easy, so don't wait for that easy fix. And if it is a more complicated fix, then why don't we get started on that sooner rather than later?
And how about what is the latest on what is considered high risk as far as age and other issues?
Yeah, so the age of 35 is when we kind of consider that advanced maternal age. And at that age, we do see a slight increase of genetic abnormalities in babes. And we also see that increased risk of pregnancy complications, especially high blood pressure disorders like preeclampsia and diabetes. That's also the age where many women will already have some of those conditions before pregnancy.
That was my last question for you. And to couples who are trying to get pregnant, what is your best advice to make this the smoothest transition you can?
Yeah, dads get to get on that healthy kick too, along with our mamas. Yeah, so optimizing any of those pre-existing medical conditions for mom and dad, high blood pressure disorder, diabetes, that can affect fertility in men too. So we definitely want to optimize those medical conditions. And again, come on into the office.
Dr. Weaver, pleasure chatting with you this afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
For more on this topic, you can visit kctv5.com and click on HCA Midwest Health.